think I'm live. Hello, all one of you. Hi, Ollie. I think I actually got caught vaping on camera when it started. That's cool, though. You guys just saw Keith behind me, too. Hey, things happen. So, there's Heather. Hi. I'm like really close to the camera and you can't see it. Hi, Thrifty Dad. But I am wearing my shirt that I got from Katie Silverberg with the kitty cats and the lasers on it. It's really, really big on me. So what I did what we used to do in the 90s. Those of you that are like my age, you used to put this little piece of your shirt right there and you kind of bunch it. And that's how I'm wearing it, and I love it. So this is my favorite new thing to wear. I'll probably like keep washing it and wear it like once or twice a week because I just like it that much. So we're gonna wait for a couple more people to come on in and then we'll get started. I'm just gonna talk real quick about diversifying because I don't know, I have stuff to say about it, but not like terribly too much. And most of us already know that we should be diversified. Then we're going to get into cross-posting. What I want to do is just talk about all the different platforms out there. I want to hear from you guys, where you're listing, where you're cross-posting. I want you guys to tell us if you know of, don't give us your secrets or anything, but if you know of anything in platforms. Like I just heard about Depop maybe a couple weeks ago, and I kind of looked into it. I just don't know if I have time for it yet. Keith says, no, I was on camera burning with fire. I told you I was pushing the live button and you walked behind me. That is your bad, sir. Did you get your cough drops and take them in there with you? He's sick, you guys. Hey, Tony, how's it going? Hi, Gina. So I guess what I'm going to do is itch my nose. I have allergies. Every time the seasons change, my nose just like really itches. I get bad allergies. I never had it when I lived in Arizona. I think it's because there's actual foliage here in Pennsylvania. So welcome in. Thank you for joining me. We're going to talk about diversifying. So, and this isn't just because fourth quarter is coming. I really think this is something that we should always be doing. And it shouldn't be, diversifying yourself should never be like the last result. Sales are slow. And I think a lot of people weren't diversified until this summer slowdown happened. And I actually think this summer slowdown was really bad. I don't know if you guys want to put in the comments whether you agree with me or not, but I feel like this summer slowdown was really bad and it was worse than last summer. On our end, that could be because we went to eBay Open in Vegas. We had our store on vacation. We had 10-day handling time. We were gone for a week. We weren't listing. So the slowdown for us could have very well just been worse because of that. But I feel like a lot of people were freaking out and like, oh, I got to start selling different stuff. Well, you should always be doing that anyway. And see, the thing is if you spend Q4 and Q1 and Q2 diversifying yourself and building up the different items in your store and cross-posting, when that slower one hits, you're already set up for a little bit more success. So by diversifying, I mean, if you're mainly a used clothing seller like we are, make it a point to maybe one day check out the plush when you're at Goodwill. Go look at the stuffed animals. Take a walk through the glass aisle. You would be surprised at how well Disney coffee mugs, Disney glassware, and Starbucks mugs do. And just, I mean, the aisle's not that long. Just walk down it, look on the shelves, see if you see any Disney, Starbucks, or anything like Looney Tunes that you think you can flip. Take a peek at the electronics. You never know what you're going to find. I mean, we once in a while find a DVD, VCR combo. So, and if you do mainly hard goods, maybe just kind of peek at the jackets. I'm not saying you have to really get into clothing or start doing used clothing, but if you wanted to diversify and you do mostly hard goods, You could always just, like, especially this time of year, just take a peek at the coats and the jackets. And you don't even have to buy a mannequin. You can do a flat layer. You can do it on a hanger. But a lot of times, like, especially if you have half off days or 99-cent days, you can find really good brands like North Face, Patagonia, and you can find like leather jackets for like a couple bucks, and you can flip them for $50, $60, $75. So just like take a peek through your coats, maybe throw those in your store once in a while. Rum is better, and yes, I agree. Thank you. So yeah, just like whatever you're doing, take a look at something else. And it doesn't hurt to give it a try, especially if you're getting it at really good prices at yard sales and stuff. Gina has been selling plush for 2 weeks trying to find more. Yeah, I'm creating all kinds, so that's okay. I think there's not a lot of plush on eBay. There is, but there isn't. It's not like it's Ralph Lauren polo shirts, right? Which are completely saturated and moved down to the bottom. Hi, Justin. Thank you for coming. I see you spiraled out. See, Tony says he just sold a leather coat and he doesn't sell clothes. And I really like tell people, look at the coats. Because I honestly do get like leather jackets and Harley Davidson and Patagonia and Columbia and all these really good ones for like 99 cents, and they flip for a lot of money. RVA Flip says I can't sell plush. Just do something different. It doesn't have to be plush. Gina, that hippo is so cute. How much do you want for it? Because I'm in love with it. Holly is drunk with power. I feel that way when I'm modding Casey's shows. I'm like, look at me. No, I'm kidding. My sales have been horrible today. Yesterday was over 300. Today is under 40. This weekend has been bad, but it's Labor Day weekend. So we've had, we've actually done really, I'm checking eBay. We did really, really well on Posh this weekend. We sold like 5 things already. 4 or 5 things. I think it's 5. And then eBay, we are up to 19 items. And most of them were pretty good. A lot of my jeans that are $20 or more went. Some of Keith's shirts, like new with tags that were a little bit more went. I sold the Woody Woodpecker, a tiny one. He was $15.20 is what I got for him. Can you see him? I'll put him on Instagram. But he's real little, so I was excited to be able to get that much for him. Yeah, everyone is out getting drunk or barbecuing or having cookouts or swimming. Like this is like that one last weekend of summer that everybody, they're outside enjoying themselves. They're not buying from us. My Posh has been, see, ours was dead last weekend, Gina. I will be honest. I think we had one. I can't remember. We had 1 or 2 last weekend, or maybe even none, and none all week. Our Posh has been dead. So what I actually did was yesterday I went on and did offers to likers at 20% off. And I think that's why I had like 5 come in. But I priced things higher over there, and they're paying for shipping. So 20% off over there, I'm still making more profit than I would on eBay with 20% off. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say about diversifying. You should be doing it all the time. It should never be something that you're doing out of desperation. It should be something you're doing all the time so that you're always set up for success. And that's not to say you have to switch your niche or do anything different. Like I said, just take a peek. Go somewhere else in the store. Go to a different website for your wholesale, however you source. Just look somewhere new and look at different stuff once in a while. You'd be surprised at what you can find. That will flip for a lot of money. So, Star's lucky. I hate tomatoes. I'm sorry that I keep itching my nose, you guys, but my allergies are really, really bad. And I did not go out to get any Benadryl or anything. That stuff makes me sleepy, and I wanted to get a lot of work done today. So, yes, he hates tomatoes. I love them. I eat a tomato every morning for breakfast when it's this time of year. He has a garden, and he brings me bags of tomatoes. And, oh, I love tomatoes straight out of the garden. So every morning with breakfast, yeah, Ollie's right. I would be waiting with salt and pepper and a fork. I just cut them up in a bowl and eat like one or two actually for breakfast. And then usually I have avocado and eggs and mushrooms and stuff. I'm weird. It looks like I'm keto. If you ever see my breakfast, it looks like I'm on a keto diet, but I'm not. All right. I really need to go get some Claritin, I think. So cross-posting should also be something that everyone should be looking into. I really recommend it. I think that there should be not one of us that isn't cross-posted somewhere, even if it's just on Bonanza, because Bonanza is super duper duper easy. You just set it up, and I actually have a video on it if you want to look it up. It's on my channel. It's like 5 minutes long. It's a screen share. You go into Bonanza, you sign up for an account, you push a button, and it syncs itself with eBay. So it pulls out all your listings over for you. It ends them when they end, and the new ones get added in. It's literally set it up, push a button, walk away, and you're on another platform. Not a lot sells over there. I sell like maybe 1 or 2 things a month. I was watching Katie and Victoria today, their live show, and Victoria actually had, I think, 2 or 3 on Bonanza over the weekend. The sales do happen, and since there's like no setup, no actual cross-posting or listing or work, I think you guys should at least be on Bonanza. I mean, set it and forget it, right? And then depending on what you sell is where you want to think about cross-posting. So if you're a clothing seller, you want to think about Posh, right? Macari is really good for toys, stuffed animals, novelty ties, novelty t-shirts, things like that. Amazon, obviously, you guys know that's pretty much for new merchandise and electronics and media. I'm forgetting Craigslist, obviously, and Facebook Marketplace. I want to say that I've asked this before on a live show, and I've already forgotten. But I feel like I asked, but I'm going to ask again. So, oh, Hip Flippin' Mama's here. I love her, you guys. She is so sweet. Hi, hon. Do you have to turn off international shipping? I don't know whether we don't have international shipping. We do the global shipping program. If you mean like you're doing the international shipping, I don't know because I don't personally do that, so I would not know if it would sync. If anybody in the chat can answer Heather's question, that would be fantastic. And then there's Depop. Yeah, I was coming around to that. But I wanted to ask, Facebook Marketplace has started off for local sales, right? I think. That's not a statement. That was more of a question mark. But I heard that they were going to implement shipping options in there. So like you could literally list in Facebook Marketplace and sell to someone in another state. Is that true? Has it been done? Because I actually may want to get into Facebook Marketplace. Especially if it doesn't all have to be local sales. What is Vented? I've never even heard of Vented. This is news to me. I should have brought a pen and paper to the show to take notes and learn from you guys for once, right? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I almost said your name. I don't know if you want me to use your real name since you have a different name here on YouTube. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Never show me your tomatoes again, okay? I guess I won't show you my tomatoes anymore. The tomatoes that I eat every morning for breakfast, I take a picture every morning and send it to him and tell him it's breakfast time because he hates tomatoes. And I think it's really funny to torture him with my tomato pictures. So yeah, thank you, Lance. I appreciate it. So Vinted is like Posh. Do you have to share on there? Is it like a social? I really should have brought up. Well, I don't want to have to go back to the chat and dig later. Boy, I wish I had somebody that was a business partner that didn't mind being on camera, that could bring me a pen and paper. It's like Posh, it's like Macari. I think we're talking about two different things, right? Depop is like Macari, I'm assuming, and Posh is like Urban. Y'all, all these platforms, I'm gonna get them all mixed up. And Lance says I'm not hiding. I know, but sometimes some people, they have a different name on YouTube and they don't want me to call them out. My real name is Fine. So, Justin Scott, since your real name is Fine, yeah, you need to get off your butt and do a YouTube channel. Casey and I can help. Yeah, I just offered up Casey's help. That's cool. It's not social. You just post. Force him. You know what's really funny is Wade from Wade's Venture really took a liking to Keith. Like, it was like they were like, when they met in Vegas, it was like they were like old friends who had not just met, like knew each other forever. And Wade really took to Keith, and he actually did get him to be in his video and take a lot of pictures and stuff. Wade was pretty cool. He's like, come on, and he just put his arm around Keith, and he'd be like, we're gonna take a picture. But yeah, they were cute. They were like little buddies. Vinted is like Macari. So, did anybody answer about the shipping on? Are they offering shipping on Facebook Marketplace? And does anybody know anything about Depop? Huh. I know your name, Kelly. See, what's funny is Hip Flippin' Mama has the same name as my stepmom, so that's easy for me to remember. She's super cool. We're not that far apart in age that I would say that she feels like a mom, but whenever I talk to Kelly, we've talked on the phone and stuff, she is so nice. It's like having a big sister. She really has a good heart. List and forget, no sharing. Okay, I have like no success with Macari though. Can we just put this out there? Can we just talk about this for a minute? I'm not having any success. I think we've sold 2, Keith, if you're in the chat, is it 1 or 2 items? Like, we've never sold that much on Macari. I think it's literally been 1. It might have been 2. Keith can answer if he wants. And I keep trying different, I have a marker in my hand and nothing to write on. I keep trying different things. Like, I heard about the toys, so I put a lot of my plush on there. And then I heard that novelty ties do well, so I put those on there. And then I heard that novelty t-shirts do well, so I put those on there. And they allow you to go in and knock down the price by 10%. They allow you. I should have, let me reword that. If you mark something down on Macari, they notify all of its likers or watchers that the price was lowered. But they only allow you to do 10 items a day. And also, until you hit a certain cap, you can only have 100 listings. And I honestly don't know what the cap is. If anybody knows, you can put it in the chat. But when I first started cross-posting on Macari, I went crazy. And then at one point, it wouldn't let me list anymore. It said until I sold more, I could not have more than 100 listings. It didn't tell me how much. It just said until you sell more, you can only have 100. So we only have 100 listings on there. And when something sells on Posh or eBay or somewhere else that we have it and I take it off Macari, I just deactivate it and I let it sit there. Deactivated is kind of like the not for sale thing on Posh. And I let it sit there, and then like once a week I go in and delete them. I count how many. And I can move that many over to stay at the 100. But yeah, you can only do 10 a day. So every day Keith goes in and knocks our prices down on like 10 things. He tries to pick things that have the most watchers on it. So it's more of a, like, you know, if one person's watching something and Macari notifies them, you're more likely to sell it if 8 people are watching it, right? So that's what we're doing on Mercari. I keep trying to put different things over there, and we're knocking the prices down, but we just don't really have a lot of success there. Plenty of burner YouTube accounts. Depop seems a young crowd. I think, yeah, it's more like streetwear, like hip hop. Her name Lisa, or Polly, help me out. You know who I'm talking about. She's in the VIP. Super duper funny. She's on there. Bonanza. I maybe sold something on. Oh, yes. I actually do remember the last time I sold on Bonanza, because I have a way to remember it. When we got back from Vegas, we had a Bonanza sale sitting there, so we had to ship it out. Say hi to the wife for me, Justin Scott. All of my sales are mainly local, Facebook Marketplace, Let Go, Offer Up, and Mercari. I stopped using eBay. So you stopped using eBay? And are you having success on Mercari? Because I don't know what I have to do to sell something on Mercari. It's just not. So Let Go, Offer Up, Facebook Marketplace. That was a song, but I'm not going to sing on channel and hurt people's feelings. Heather thinks her cap is off on Mercari, and she's had 52 sales. Justin Scott sources on Mercari. So does Lance. Hi, Brian. Welcome in. Thank you for showing up. Red Neckerson's Resales is here. Hi, thank you for coming. Mandy, I see you. Glad that you could catch it tonight. Lysandra, yes. And Lysandra, you guys, she's actually 50, but she looks like she's 30. She's super, like, really good looking. She works out a lot. She's a model, and she does, like, weightlifting modeling. And she's a vegan, and she eats really, really healthy. So she looks like 20 years younger than she is. And she is a model, so she knows how to, like, model her clothes and stuff. She's just really cute. And she does Depop. And I think she's doing really well on it. And she's also hilarious. You should follow her. Instagram, except I don't know her handle. Maybe Holly can help me out with that. But yeah, she's hilarious. And she does a lot of, like, the younger crowd clothing and stuff. And if you just, like, she posts a lot about her modeling and her weightlifting and stuff too, but she also posts a lot about what she's doing for reselling. She does some retail arbitrage and stuff. I have learned stuff from her. She does, like, little videos from the parking lot, like, which is a Target and stuff. She's cool. Please sing, just not country. No, I will not sing. I do not feel like going to jail for involuntary manslaughter this evening. So, I've already forgotten the name of the one that starts with a V. Vineyard? V-pop? No, that's Depop. See? This is what happens when you get old. You have to write everything down, or it didn't happen, or you forget it. Lysandra Be Fit. Yeah. Follow her on Instagram. Tell her I sent you. She's amazing. I actually like to see some of the stuff she lists because she has, like, Holly, would you agree? She has, like, her finger on the pulse of the younger crowd and what's popular with them. Justin Scott, I'm watching more Bunny Man tonight. Me too. So we watched, some of my friends and I, reseller friends that I've met within the community, discovered this horror movie called Bunny Man Massacre. And it's based on an urban legend that happened in Virginia. We were all talking about it last night, so of course everybody had to go watch it. If you like over-the-top cheeseball, just for fun, horror movies with, like, way too much gore and fakeness, like those really fun, good, bad horror movies. Absolutely. It was great. I loved it. But then when I woke up this morning, I was being a nerd and I wanted to see if there was anything else like that movie. So I was like looking around and I found out it was the second one. It's actually a trilogy. So we all watched the second movie last night. There was a first one called Bunny Man, and then it's Bunny Man Massacre, and then it's Bunny Man Vengeance. So these are my plans this evening. I shall be sharing my Posh Closet and doing some back-end work for the store and stuff while I watch a horror movie or 2 or 3. Because I'm going to have to rewatch the second one if I want to watch them in order. Vented. So I think I might have a notebook down here. Nope. Nope. I don't even have my cart here with like my business cards. Oh look, it's my note from Victoria, LV Pink Panther, that came in my package. I'm gonna write on that. Vented. Right up my alley. Yeah, I think we should do a watch party on Facebook. Those should be fun. I saw the Bunny Man thing. But, oh, yeah, Mandy, that's right. Whenever I find out, like, some big urban legend or some big serial killer or something happened anywhere near me, then I think it's going to happen to me. And the thing is I love horror movies. They're my favorite. I love Halloween. I love haunted attractions. I love to be scared as long as I know it's not a real scare. So, like, no. Want a real serial killer to chase me, and no please, I do not want clowns to come get me, and no please do I ever want to have to run from a murderer in the woods. That would be terrifying. I don't like things that are really scary, but like when you're at a haunted attraction or you're watching a movie and you're scared, your heart's pounding and you don't know what's around the next corner, but you of knowing it's fake, I like that. And I will say when I go through haunted attractions, I laugh as much as I scream because I'm enjoying myself. If someone jumps out at me and scares me, I'll be like, ah, and then I'm like, ah, this is the best time ever. But when I hear about real crime and real murderers and urban legends and stuff, then I get freaked out because there's no safety net. It's like, you know, there's no safety net. I don't know where, like, if there's like a serial killer in your area, that's real, and they could be outside right now watching you like Michael Myers did in Halloween through the windows and stuff. No. Oh, look at people all talking about where they're from in the chat. That's so cool. I love the reseller community. I really do, for the most part. I think it just brings people together. And I can say from going to eBay Open, the ones that I met, just amazing. It's like a big family. RPA Flips is Justin Scott. The other turd in the chat is Lance. I called you a third on live. Sorry. Yeah, there. If you look it up on Wikipedia, we are like totally off the topic of reselling because you've got me on my favorite topic, horror movies and Halloween. But just look up Bunny Man on Wikipedia. It is based on an actual urban legend. So to get back onto reselling, you should be diversifying and cross-posting absolutely every day of the year. It casts a bigger net, so more eyeballs, right? Because some people that shop on eBay probably don't look at Posh, but there's probably people that shop on Posh that have never been on eBay. There's probably some buyers that do all of it and look around for like the best price and compare, but usually I feel like buyers have a place they go to where they shop, and that's their go-to, and that's the only people that are going to see your item. So if you put it on 3 other platforms, that's 3 other audiences that you're giving your item to look at, to maybe purchase. So it really is smart to cross-post because you're hitting all these other people. And then like the local stuff, I'm so sorry, you guys. I really should have got Benadryl before the show. But then I would have been like tired, so. And then I lost my train of thought. Oh, the local sales. So, I mean, that's hit or miss depending on what you sell. There's some things that can be really successful local and some things I think would be a hard push. But that's also another audience because there may be people that don't shop online but would look at Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace who happen to just be in the market for whatever you're selling. So I just really think if you're not cross-posting, you're selling yourself short and you're not doing yourself any favors by limiting the amount of eyeballs on each and every item that you have for sale. And obviously diversifying, it is going out of your comfort zone, but I tell you guys all the time, to be successful, you have to go out of your comfort zone. Even if it's just a peek, just start with a peek. That's my challenge this week to you guys. That's my challenge. The next time you're outsourcing, go look at something else, anything. And it has to be something that's out of your comfort zone. But just peek at it. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to flip it. I'm not even asking for that kind of a commitment yet. Just look. Just look at the coats if you don't sell clothes. Just run down the mug aisle and look at the coffee mugs. Run down the toy aisle and look at the plush. Just look at something. And I will put this out there. I'm challenging you guys to do that. Go out of your comfort zone. Look at something you normally never sell. And when I go out next weekend sourcing before my live show Sunday night, I will look, and if I can find anything that is worth the money involved, I will bring home a pair of shoes. I will bring home a pair of shoes if you guys will also look at stuff that you don't normally do. And you guys know how I feel about shoes. But I will. I'll do it. I will take my own advice. I will practice what I preach. I will do something out of my own comfort zone, and I will source shoes next weekend. So now we are talking about grilled, toucan veal, and prairie grits. I have never... Who's in York? Jolie, you're in York, PA. I lived out there for 10 years. I'm in Pittsburgh now, but I actually lived in Dallastown. I tell people York because they don't really know Red Line Dallastown unless you're from that area. I lived near Cape Horn for 10 years. I sold upcycled. Oh, we didn't mention Etsy. That reminded me. You said upcycled, which makes me think of crafts and do it yourself. Also, Etsy's out there. Holly sells on Etsy. She can educate you on that. I've never touched it. I know you do like vintage items and crafts on there. I'm not a crafty person, so I've never been on there. A new bilge pump for your boat. I've flipped the bilge pump. Yeah, I know, Justin Scott. I need to just, you know what I need to do? And they're not expensive, and it would off because it wouldn't be for the business. I just need to go to Walmart and get a box of like gloves, and then just take gloves with me. And I mean, I don't care what people think about me if I'm weird or whatever. Just take gloves with me and wear gloves to look at shoes, and then I could probably not skeeve out, and then just make sure they go in their own bags so they're not touching anything else or my car, and bring them in their own little bag, and then I could put the gloves on to take them out and clean them, and I could spray them down with Lysol, right? Like bring them right in and like spray them and disinfect them. I'm just gonna have to get over myself because you're right. You can buy in shoes for like $2-5 and flip them for 40, 50, 60. Grailed looks upscale. Does it look like more upscale than Posh? Because like I think Posh feels like a classier eBay. I'm going to scroll back up here. You know Dallastown well, Joey. Here's a funny thing, Joey, since you're from that area. I worked at Rest Haven for a long time. You know, the nursing home across the street from York Hospital? I worked there for a long time. And then I worked at Dallas. I actually worked at Dallastown. A Dallastown nursing home, it may have been called. Oh, look, Justin Scott's being nice. He would have sold his boat thing at cost. Goodwill is on Cape Horn. Yep, the Goodwill at Cape Horn. I know it well. I used to buy all my clothes there. I worked in, before I was a caregiver, I worked as a recreational therapist, and you had to dress. I just threw my pen. You had to dress nice, and I never wanted to spend a lot on dress clothes, so I used to always go to Goodwill to get my career clothes. I was going to say that that's another thing I really like about this community, the reselling community. I've seen it happen a lot where somebody needs something or they're looking for something, and people will give it to each other for cost. People help each other out, yo. Mandy has sold one thing on Etsy. But you need to get your Christmas ornaments like now. You need to put them up now. That needs to be your goal. I wish I had Christmas ornaments to put up. I had so many last year. We had found like a slew in the bins. Just like it was like a bin at the bins full of Christmas ornaments. And my favorite one was Elvis, and he had the famous white Vegas outfit on, and he was all glittery. And he probably cost like 3-4 pennies by weight, and he went for $25. And he actually sold in August when I first listed him. He went quick. I think it may have actually been on the anniversary of his death. Right around then was when it sold. Mark's Trains and Toys on Etsy. So Mark's Trains are like vintage toys, right? Because I have some vintage toys. I mean, they're on eBay, and I don't even think I have them on Mercari. Maybe I need to get into Etsy. I have some vintage toys and some vintage clothing. But right now, I'm struggling to have enough time in my day to do all the things. So Holly says, I love Etsy, slow and limited, but fantastic customers with very little of the micromanaging you get from eBay. I hear that from a lot of people. Most people that sell on Etsy that I know are very happy with the platform. You wrote for the York Daily Record? That is awesome. That is amazing. I was actually a professional writer for 5 years, but I wrote from home. I freelanced. I wrote people's website content and movie reviews and articles for blogs and stuff. Never wrote for a newspaper. That is awesome. Rake Profit is in the house. How did I just now see you? Hello. Thank you for coming in. I am doing well. I'm just, as you can see, having some allergy issues, but I do appreciate it. YouTube about going to the bins in Lancaster and Camp Hill. I'm going to play those too. Jolie, is that comment for me? Because I'm nowhere near that side of PA anymore. I live in Pittsburgh now. But I could do a little visit to our bins in Plato and put it on YouTube. But it wouldn't be yours. That is so cool. Jolie, this is awesome. I never meet people from there. Good night, Kelly. I love you too. 20 years is the general rule for vintage. Wait. You can sell craft items on Etsy that aren't crafted. So, I could sell craft supplies. Because I can't craft. If you ever see anything I've ever tried to do, it looks like a first day of kindergarten. Like, I love this one website. I think I was talking about it last or a couple weeks ago with Alma on the live show. It's called T-Shirt Surgery. I try it all the time, but see my face. NW Purple Sparkles is here. Hi. I have been to Play-Doh a few times. Not impressed. I mean, there's a Play-Doh's closet right next to one of our Goodwills, and we poke our heads in there when they're having their sales, and it's like $15 for Lucky Brand isn't really a sale. So, I mean, maybe it's just our area. Maybe we're not hitting it at the right time. I don't know. Palmetto Finds is here. I see you. Hello. Tried Etsy selling vintage with some success, but didn't like the long delays in the payments. So how do the payments work on Etsy? Like, is it really long? And you can sell craft supplies or any supplies someone would use. Is scrapbooking still a thing? Do people still do that? Do people still scrapbook? Because I'm always seeing at yard sales that they're just like getting rid of all of their stuff, like in bins and bags. Yeah, Play-Dohs will buy from you. You can Google it. We looked it up, I guess, probably this time last year. When Keith and I first started talking about cross-posting, it was actually last August, and we were looking into all of our options, including consigning clothes locally. And it just didn't feel like there was really money, like a lot of money to be had at Play-Dohs. And they're very specific, and from what I understand, very, very choosy. But if you Google it, I really can't remember the specifics. Like, we had this whole little notebook we were keeping when we were looking at what we wanted to do, but I cannot remember the specifics. But if you Google Play-Doh's Closet and there's like a button you push that says consign or sell with us, they lay it out for you. They completely like tell you everything they accept, what they look for, what your commission is, and everything. But yeah, we were looking into consigning locally and nothing panned out, but we do consign away. We have our secret place that we send our kids' clothes to. It takes like a week or two on Etsy. Yeah, but that's about to change, Palmetto Finds. By 2020, when we're all in the new payment system, it's not going to be that way anymore. eBay is going to have your money instead of PayPal. And now at eBay Open, they said it's going to be set up so they're going to have your money, and you can simply just request it whenever you want it to be transferred to your bank, just like Posh does. You can request it at any time. But then they came out in a live video a couple weeks after eBay Open and were stating that they were going to pay like bi-weekly. They said they took a poll and all the sellers voted to have their money held for 2 weeks. People still scrapbook. See, I didn't know, because I see people getting rid of all their scrapbooking supplies all the time at yard sales. And so to me, that means like, oh, nobody does it anymore. And then you got like all these digital online things you can do with your pictures and stuff. Yes, the planners, Mandy. I have a bullet journal, and it's basically the same thing. The bullet journal, it is like your scrapbook. It's like your diary, your scrapbook, your weekly planner. It has your whole life in it. And they're versatile, so the way you set up your bullet journal is for you. But people color in them, they have graphs, they get crazy, crazy creative. And they are kind of like, if you had a diary, a scrapbook, a planner, all in one. I really like it. I write everything down. Yeah, you better be hitting that like, Justin Scott. Makari, don't you ask for payment when you want it? I don't even remember because we never sell anything on there. I wasn't pulled. But see, that's the thing, Palmetto Funds. I'm whatever because I don't rely on my payments. Keith and I don't rely. We have our capital built up. We have a separate business account with money in it. So we're okay with, we can still source and stuff. But there are some people who rely on the payments and need them and can't be waiting the 2 weeks for whatever reason. I'm not judging. You run your business the way you run your business, and some people just kind of live sale to sale. So that wouldn't work for them. And again, no judgment, none whatsoever. Everybody's different. They are getting a little better with listing. Okay, get paid bi-weekly. I mean, before we were all resellers, we got paid, once a week or bi-weekly by our jobs, and we lived, right? We managed. And, I mean, like I said, I'm not judging anybody, but you really should have a nest egg. Especially if you are a full-time reseller, before you even think about quitting your job, you should have a personal nest egg of set it aside close to a year. You should have little to no debt. And then you should have a separate business account with a separate nest egg of money built up in there. Not only to cover you from sale to sale, but so say, okay, you can live the same all the time. I don't even know why I'm stumbling on saying that. But okay, so when summer slowdown happens, you can continue to live the same lifestyle that you live the rest of the year and source and spend your business money the same way you do the rest of the year. If you have that nest egg built up in your business account, you will always be able to buy supplies. You will always be able to source. You will always be able to do what you need to do. And then when money comes in, it comes in. And when things are really, really, really good, don't go getting excited and oh, it's fourth quarter, now I'm going to go out and buy a $10,000 yacht. You got to make sure that you put some of it aside, too. If you can put some aside and buy the yacht, that's great. But I really feel, like I said, I'm not judging anyone, but my advice to you would be you should have 6 months to a year at least of money saved up for yourself. You should have little to no debt, and you should have a business bank account with its own little nest egg or savings in there. Thrifty Santa's here. Hi, Barry. How are you? I love your little Santa hat and the little hearts. That's so cute. Thank you for coming in. NW Purple Sparkles had their first Poshmark sale this week. Congratulations. That's great. Did you get, yeah, Gina, is your garage cleaned out? He's calling you. Oh, I'm not done with my cleaning. I know that Lindy and all them are cleaning, and then Katie called me out in her inventory organization. We're working on it. But if I feel like I keep bringing more projects down here because it's a bigger room. My new media room is so big. I'm like, oh, I'll just put everything in here. And then I end up with a mess. And I also, I can't sit and do one thing all day. So I have to spend a chunk of time on measuring, a chunk of time on photos, a chunk of time on Posh, a chunk of time on eBay. And I have to take breaks throughout the day and check in on social media. I can't and I never was, even when I worked outside of the house, I can't do the same thing over and over and over and over and all day long. I have to constantly be doing something new and different. And so I kind of tend to jump from project to project and leave stuff undone. So we got about 8 minutes left until the hour mark, which is when I'm going to let you guys go. I really try not to go over an hour because I know we are all super busy. And I'm actually going to take the rest of tonight off after this to go watch my horror movies. And tomorrow's another day. We don't really celebrate Labor Day, so we may be going over to Keith's grandparents' house. My car needs an oil change, and his grandfather does my oil changes for me. So we may be going over there, and we'll probably order in hoagies or something, but I don't know. That depends on if they want to do my oil tomorrow or not. So, but yeah, I'm taking the rest of the night off, and tomorrow I'll work some, and then Tuesday I'm really going to put my nose to the grind for Q4 preparation, finishing my inventory overhaul, and the upstairs, the serial killer room and all that. It is awful. So I really need to get organized before Q4 gets here, because I keep telling everyone else they should be organized, and I'm not. Most people want to have access to their money right away. I think that people just want access to their money. There are some people that need it, but some people just want it. Like, well, why should PayPal hold our money? I don't know. Jolie would like to remind me of Yo. Let me tell you a little story about that. I lived in Yo for a little while when we left Dallas town, right on the Yo Hill. So when there was the sheets there and you went down, you know where I'm talking about. It's right at the bottom of the hill. It's on the left. It was an old schoolhouse that was broken up into apartments. It's right across the street from the fire hall. So I lived, and there was a cemetery next door. I used to walk through the cemetery for my exercise. Yep, I lived on the Yo Hill. And I never taught you, where's Yo? I've never heard of it. Well, you probably blinked when you went through the one stoplight. Gonna start with guaranteed. Absolutely. Turn your guaranteed delivery on now. There is no risk for you whatsoever. If you have your guaranteed delivery on and it doesn't arrive in the time of the guaranteed delivery, and you shipped on time like you were supposed to and got a tracking number uploaded into the system like you were supposed to, then eBay will take care of it. They take care of it. They pay them. They give them their refund, whatever they do. It's no risk to you, but it's an attraction to the buyer. So just turn it on. The thrift store. Yes, the Salvo. I used to buy a lot of clothes there on Wednesday half off. You mean the one up in Mount by the Pizza Hut and all that, right? Jolie's getting excited. I have a friend across country. I will be doing a meetup in the spring once we get through fourth quarter, and then it's going to be cold and snowing and stuff. Once we get into spring, I'm going to be doing a meetup probably on this side of Pennsylvania, because I want some people from Ohio to come, but we may go a little bit more into the center. We'll have to see how it works out. So, Jolie, you'll have to come out and meet everybody. Dallastown, the thrift store by the post office. I can't remember that one. There was a Salvation Army in the Y shopping center in Cape Horn. So they said they sent you, okay, that's good. NW Purple Sparkles, get them guaranteed things on. Guaranteed things, guaranteed shipping. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I can rum and bathe. Mandy, yes, absolutely come out. Holly, better, because if she doesn't, I'm driving to her and tying her up, putting her in my car and bringing her back. Holly's my work wife, and I want to meet her in person so bad, and we're like 3.5 hours from each other. It has to happen. And see, look, there's people from Ohio near here, so yeah, that I'm 100% going to have. I'm going to organize a meetup in the spring. I'm just not 100% on where yet and how I want to do it. I thought like maybe we could just get like one of those conference rooms at a restaurant, and then the only cost would be travel and whatever food you want to eat. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it later in the winter as it gets closer. Colleen, too. If anybody knows Colleen Gallagher from the VIP group, she was in Vegas and was in a couple pictures with me. She's out near Scranton, so she'll be coming. And Dave and Bill, Gnome Frog on Instagram, Dave and Bill, they went to the CSI experience with me and Casey. I absolutely am in love with them. I am in love with the both of them. They are just the best. They're out there too, so party at Star's house. Life. Hey, no. We're hippos. We're gonna have a hippo meeting. But yeah, I wanted to like kind of keep the cost down. Like I don't know what to do. Like if maybe I could have it catered, and then everybody could help pay a portion of it, or we could go somewhere where they just get their own food. I don't know. We are gonna be. We'll have fun. So before I wind down, does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to add informationally wise about all the different platforms? I do want to say that I apologize for like this show not really having a lot of content. I couldn't find a guest, first of all. I asked a couple of people, but because it's Labor Day weekend, people were busy. And I kind of threw this idea together last minute. And I just kind of like was, well, we'll just talk. We'll just talk and I'll look at the chat and talk to you guys. I do have a guest coming next weekend. I'm very, very, very excited. Those of you that know Dominic from Primetime Treasure, he deals all in comic books and collectibles and nerd stuff. He is amazing. His YouTube channel is great. He will be on the channel next week, and I'm totally like fangirling out and like geeking out. I'm like so excited. He asked me if he could dress up like Batman, and I'm like, yes, please do. He's like so awesome. He probably really won't dress up as Batman though, but he will have one of his Batman shirts on because he's like a total uber nerd like me. He's great. Our handling time is 1 day. Yes. Not 1 day. Liar, 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 pants on fire. Our handling time is same day. Keith still works outside of the house. Most of you already know that. And he gets home from work at 2:30. I have to wait for him to do shipping because of my back injury. I can't get the bends down and stuff myself. So I have to wait for Keith to get home. He gets home around 2:30 and he has a snack and stuff. We usually start packing our shipping at 3. So we do same day, and then you can choose what time the same day cuts off. Ours cuts off at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and that gives me kind of like a half an hour to make a list, poll, and do labels and stuff before he gets home. I will cook if you pay all of my expenses. No. I like to cook too. I mean, if we're not doing a restaurant, I want to cook. Maybe we should just do a potluck. YouTube said you were spamming me, Jolie. That's funny. That is hilarious. Oh, thank you, Purple Sparkles. That's great to hear. Feels real. All my shows feel real because I'm like such an amateur. Oh, thank you, Justin Scott. That's very nice of you. Boom, cha-ching. Book Nancy? Oh my gosh. I snorted. I don't remember that, Jolie. I'm gonna think about it. I just can't remember. But it was a long time ago. Like, I want to say I've been here in PA for 4 years, and then I was in Arizona for 1 or 2. It's been a while. Yeah, I just legitimately snorted on my live show because I was laughing that hard. I do snort in real life a lot. Like when I really get to laughing, I'll have tears rolling and I'm just like, but I really never intended to laugh on hard enough on my live show that I snort. Yeah, it's on fire. I'm going to put it over here so I'm not tempted. So look. Holy cha-ching. All right, guys, it is now after 9 o'clock, and I have some horror movies to get to and some popcorn to make. So, yeah, auctions are ending. They end this time every week. You're going to make me look and see if they were all auctions. I want to look. I want to see. And I want you guys to see. Full transparency. My name is Star, and I don't know how to use my eBay app. Nope. A tie sold. Two ties sold. And 2 auctions, and the heck is that? It's a sweater. So, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm trying to show you. That orange thing's a sweater that sold. Those 2 dresses were auctions. And then we sold 2 ties. That's what the cha-chings were. I can't hear you if you're trying to talk to me. You need to just nod. He's talking to me like I can hear him. Mandy, I'm going to have a rum and coke too with my popcorn and my movie. So tomorrow, Labor Day, like I said, I'm probably going to take most of the day off. So tipsy posting time. No, it's tipsy movie watching time. And I'll be sharing my Posh Closet while I watch the movies so that I'm being somewhat productive. You know what you sold last summer? That would be a great movie. I actually thought about, like, because I used to write. And I'm creative. I was thinking about, like, a serial killer that went around the country to thrift stores and killed resellers. But the reason he did it was because, like, maybe his ex-wife was a reseller, or he got gypped by a reseller at some time or something. But I thought it would be cool if there was, like, a traveling serial killer that went around and killed people in thrift stores. And then it would be neat because, like, I don't know if you guys, like, watch Criminal Minds, but then if the FBI got involved, of course, they'd have to, because it would be, you know, multi-states. So, I don't know. I just thought it would be cool. He's killing off the competition. Yes, and CSI people. Yeah. Hi, Adam. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. That is awesome. Thank you. Hello. You're coming in at the end. I'm about 6 minutes over the hour. I didn't want to keep anybody that long. So I am about ready to get off. But you can watch everything in the replay. But thank you so much. I really appreciate the super chat. So thank you to my mod, Holly, for modding. Thank you to everyone that came tonight. Lance is so funny. Thank you, everyone that came in and chose to spend an hour of your time with me tonight when you could have been doing anything else in the world. I do appreciate that you come here. Without you guys, there would be no channel. Do make sure you smash the like button. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to the channel and help us feed Hungry Hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Flippin Hippos across the board on all social media. Thanks again, everybody, for coming. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I love everyone. And happy Labor Day. Have a good weekend.